time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Is that better? Can you guys hear us now? Are we good? Are we good? Yes? No? What? Welcome back to this week's episode of What Did Miss... I didn't do anything this time!
Man.
Are we back? Can you hear us?
Hello? I don't know. Oh, you can hear us now.
We're back.
You can hear us now.
Not even closed caption. We were thinking about doing closed caption, but I don't know how to do that either, so I'd screw that up.
I can hear us.
We're back.
We're back.
Awesome.
We're
awesome.
back.
Everybody, how's it going? Thanks for joining us.
Howdy.
We had a great intro because everybody heard everything we said. We're glad to be here. Why the audio did that, I don't know. I had to, delete my microphone from our
and bring it back.
source and bring it back. And so I don't know why it was doing that because it was working.
Nobody
It was working just a minute ago, so I don't know what was going on with that.
How is everybody
All right.
doing?
Monday Night Raw.
Not what I wanted.
It was okay.
Really?
Not great, just okay.
Really?
Raw was actually pretty good, awesome tonight. Well, James, I think it was okay. It wasn't
You
great.
would give it an okay?
Yeah, I'd say it was okay.
I would give it a...
We're Raleigh Sport. How you doing? Raymond, hello. Jono, hello. Cody, hello. Johnny Lee, hello. James, hello. Great to have everybody in here.
What is
Yep, you have to go to that one, which is why I had it on that page there. So go to the other page that I had it on.
dumb?
Yep. So
It's fine now, guys. Good stuff. All right. So, yeah, this show...
tisk, tisk, tisk. You know how I feel about captions, other guy. You need them.
This show
Yes,
was...
I don't know how to get them to work. You want me to add more to it that I already screwed things up the way it is, and now you want me to add captions. Great. I'll really
This
screw that up.
show was...
It'll be like in French or something.
Something. Something not good. I didn't like the show at all.
Thought it was okay. I mean, I wouldn't say it was great. I think that some of the stuff they did is no different than what they've been doing. But I thought some of it was okay, some of it was terrible.
Some of it was just stupid.
Let's be honest. Raw's never great. No, I would say it's never great. Asuka's back. Glad they're finally treating her good. Well, for 10 minutes. That's because she got kicked in the face.
Okay.
And they decided to be nice to her. Hello, Clark. How you doing? Today I got the rise and fall of ECW and ECW Unreleased Volume 1. Cool, Clark. That's cool.
So, shall we hop into it? I think.
Hop into it.
So, we start off with Bobby Lashley and what's his butt, who make their way to the ring.
What's his butt?
MVP. That's his name. They
Yeah.
make their way to the ring to announce that the almighty era is upon us and it's officially begun. And I'm like, didn't we do this last week?
Yeah, we did.
Didn't we?
We did.
So, yeah, it ends with Lashley bragging about beating Drew up at Elimination Chamber, and he says he's going to do the same thing in the main event of WrestleMania 37. And I'm like, huh? Well, it's been announced that Drew is fighting Lashley at WrestleMania. Huh? How did we get here? Why did we just announce it? Like, at the top of the show. Like, huh? I don't get it. Okay, so okay. Let me just set this up for you people. Okay? Top of the show, Drew Lashley WrestleMania is announced. We then have Drew, who then came out and then talked to Lashley about their match at WrestleMania. And then we had Sheamus, who came out and beat up Lashley. But get this. Drew and Sheamus are fighting each other this weekend at Fastlane. For what purpose, I don't know. Because I thought that we were going to do a match between the two of them for the title shot. So why are we doing this match at Fastlane? What is the purpose of this match at Fastlane?
Well, because they need a match at Fastlane.
But we've already seen Sheamus and Drew 17 times in the last 3 weeks, so what is the point?
Well, because...
If the match isn't for anything, why are we doing it?
Well, here's my prediction. It's to get Sheamus in a triple threat match at Mania.
Well, great, good for him, but I don't flippin' care.
Okay, but that's why they're doing it.
What? Well, then why didn't we just make this the number one contender match?
Well, because...
Have it be a number one contender match instead of doing the stupid thing we did last week where they went to a draw or whatever, and the week before that where Drew won or Sheamus won, or I don't even remember who won at this point. Why are we doing this match this weekend for nothing? We've already announced that it's Drew and Lashley at WrestleMania. None of this makes any sense.
Because they have no clue what they're doing in the first
Why
place.
did we just not do Sheamus and Drew this weekend for a title opportunity against Lashley and then have that go to a draw and have Shane come out and be all like, I'm gonna give it to both of you. And then Lashley can be all mad about that. Like, I don't get it! What is the purpose of doing Sheamus and Drew at the pay-per-view?
I have no clue.
Exactly. I don't know. There's no point.
No clue. I don't know. Because they have no idea what they're doing. There's like nothing was written. It was totally nothing written, nothing put out there. Nothing.
Well, it came out like 3 days ago. They don't even have WrestleMania planned.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't even have any clue what they're doing with stuff. And like, probably, I don't know, half of Mania was planned tonight. They've got like 3 matches that were announced, 4 matches that were announced for the stupid Mania card.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yes, I agree. Asuka's back. Glad they're finally treating her good. Hello today. I reread those. And what's wrong with captions in French? I'm offended. Nothing's wrong with French captions. I just can't read them. Glad Asuka's back. Yay. Yes, but for how long and how much are they going to use her? I predict a tooth for a tooth match. Asuka versus Shayna.
Nope. I predict Asuka versus Shayna.
A tooth for a tooth match where Asuka's trying to get her tooth back.
I predict that Asuka and Shayna are fighting each other at WrestleMania. And Shayna's winning the title.
Frozen in a new time zone. They forgot to move their Frozen time to Daylight Savings Time. Do you remember that famous Paul Heyman promo where Paul spoke his mind to Vince on how he felt about him? I vaguely remember it, Clark, but I remember it happening.
Off the top of my head, no.
Why? There's no build whatsoever to Lashley versus Drew at WrestleMania. Nope.
That's what I'm saying, though. We just announced it at the top of the show, and then we're doing Drew and Sheamus at the pay-per-view this weekend. For what reason?
Yeah, I don't clue.
None of it makes sense.
Nope. James says, I got my first vaccine shot got the Moderna today. Well, good thing you got the Moderna because I just saw a story today where Pfizer says you might need a 3rd shot, and then you might need one every year. So that would be awesome. Sorry to go off topic. James, nothing is off topic on our channel. We always talk about everything. Hope Fiend and Alexa at Mania. Yes, I'm curious to see. Well, I'm curious to see what they do at Fastlane with Alexa.
Hi, Jack. How you doing?
Yes.
What do you think of Raw?
Hello, Jack. How you doing?
Did you think it was as bad as I thought Raw was? You probably did. Because, well, you probably did. So.
You probably did.
Oh yeah, and Miz tries to get himself involved in this entire thing, and he's out there and he's talking to everybody, and I'm just like, huh? Why is Miz even still involved in this at this point? Why is he still there? What is the purpose? Let me just answer that question before anybody else says anything. There is no purpose, okay? But, I legitimately don't understand why Miz is still out there when he has nothing to do with any of this now. He's not Mr. Money in the Bank. He's not the WWE champion. He's not next in line for a title shot. He already fought for the title twice, three times or whatever in the last, 2 weeks. So why is he out there? Just have him go to the back and do the crap of Bad Bunny, honestly, at this point. I would really much rather prefer it because this is just so, everywhere? I don't even know what to do with it.
Well, it's a case where they use the same wrestlers over and over again.
I just don't get it.
I mean, that's what they do.
It legitimately makes no sense as to why Miz is out here.
Well, again, it's just because they just keep rotating them in, and I mean, nothing changes. It's the same stuff. And then they wonder why people don't like the shows or people get turned away from it. It's because they say that it's the same stuff over and over again. There's no expansion of storylines. There are no storylines.
And when they do have storylines, they're dumb.
So, I don't know. Maven, Big Swole returned tonight on Love Elevation debut tonight.
I did see her match. I thought it was good.
We'll talk a little bit about Elevation right after we're done doing our review here. Jack, it was before Survivor Series 2001. 6 out of 10 Raw. Sorry, Maven. You're too hooked on AEW. It's because AEW tells storylines.
I would much rather be hooked on AEW than whatever this is.
The problem is AEW does.
I am real excited for AEW show on Wednesday. By the way, just in case anybody's wondering, it's their St. Patrick's Day, whatever the garbage it's called. I'm excited for it because guess what? Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa are main eventing, and it's going to be freaking epic.
Well, the thing is AEW, again, does storylines. And they do long-term booking. I mean, just look at the whole Hangman Page having a lawnmower this week after earlier in the year, well, last year.
Putting out a tweet
that he wants to get a new lawnmower.
I want to get a new
So, I mean, you know, the storylines that they create, the storylines they go with, and they're long term. Something that happens today may not be used again until
next year, but then we can go back and say, whoa!
It was great, but better was his promo in Latin, painfully average Raw. Burial Miz and beat the only active Irish guy just before St. Patrick. St. Patrick's Day.
I didn't even think of that.
Raw was 10 to 10 for me. RKO and Bliss and Fastlane, I'm thinking Bray is returning then because WWE will not have Bliss and Orton wrestle each other. Here's what I think. I think Alexa will start out. She'll get thrown over the barricades, and then we get the Fiend or whoever's coming up in place of him.
No, I think she's gonna do like the resurrection thing.
Well,
I think she's gonna have this like thing set up in the ring, and then Randy's gonna come out, and it's gonna be all like, "What?" And then she's gonna like,
yeah,
do something with it.
Charlotte is going to lead on. Charlotte's going to lead on The Walking Dead. Really? She's going to be on The Walking Dead?
I don't know. I saw that she got a movie role.
That's interesting.
Or something. I don't remember what it's called.
Isn't this the last season of The Walking Dead?
I don't know. I've never seen The Walking Dead.
Everyone, click on the Wrestle Story in chat and bookmark it. Use thanks Gleen for the store. Yes, you can check out our store. I can do that. I'm banning Vince from Ireland. I can do that as the... Jack, I have no clue what you just said there.
Here.
Charlotte Flair attached to star in Walking Tall remake. Oh, Walking Tall. Not Walking Dead. James, it's Walking Tall.
I knew she was doing something.
She's going to remake the Raw's movie, or the Rock's movie.
Yeah, that, I don't know what it is.
I do.
Cool, good for her. Which means she's
coming
probably not
back
going to be on
Sunday
TV.
Is so telegraphed. It is telegraphed, but it's about time he comes back.
If she's going to be going into like movies or whatever and doing a movie, she's not going to be on TV for a while. No. If she's filming. Yeah. Which means she just came back and she's leaving again?
She's going to make her film debut and then leave WWE.
Good for
can't
her,
wait for Rhea to be on main roster. Hope.
Okay, I'm going to talk about Rhea too. Sorry to interrupt your comment, but I'm going to talk about Rhea too because I've got some things to say about Rhea.
Hope Asuka might, but Nia might be in match now. Wait and see. I thought Walking Dead ended. It did, Jack. It's ending this year.
They're on their last season.
It's Walking Tall. She's going to be in the movie Walking Tall. Sorry, sue me. We're thinking about it, James. I'd 100% take AEW over WWE. My YouTube friend thinks the Walking Dead seasons are too long. I thought they were good, Clark. It's just like I haven't watched them in the last couple of years. A women power version of Walking Tall. Yeah, a women power version of Walking Tall. It could be interesting. See what they do with it.
I hope her acting is better than her promos on
WWE's having 75 episode of Mania. Meanwhile, a COVID outbreak happened at NXT.
We're gonna talk about that too.
How you doing, GTA Podcast? Yes, and the fact that these new strains, they don't know what's going to happen. And as I stated before, Pfizer is now saying that you need a third shot to help you with your... So if you had the Pfizer vaccine, you might be checking into the possibility that you might need a third shot to be fully vaccinated.
So, we then have Miz versus Drew because, well, why not? Miz was out there, Drew was out there. Let's have a match. So, we do that. That was fine. Drew won.
Jack, did you like The Rock? It doesn't matter if you like The Rock. Charlotte Flair is leaving with Andrade. That's what I'm thinking, too. She's, like, got one foot out the door.
No, I don't think she does.
I think she does.
I don't. She's never leaving WWE.
Just what I said Paul White would never leave WWE. I didn't think Christian would never leave WWE.
No, Charlotte is...
Boom! There it was.
I don't really care. Paul White and Christian are not Charlotte Flair. So
no, they're not. But if
Charlotte
she truly
Flair
wants to go out and make a name for herself, she can get away from all of
it
and go to a new organization. And
I think she's
AEW is
perfectly
big
happy
enough.
taking... Well, yeah, sure. AEW's big enough. But I think she's perfectly fine taking the paycheck Vince gives her and being pushed as one of their top stars, whether the storylines are crap or not. I think she's still going to do it because it's WWE. I don't ever see her going anywhere else ever.
We'll see.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I got to season 5 of The Walking Dead, then just pieced out. I'm normally patient. I've seen every episode of Star Trek, 801 episodes and 13 films, and he's seen every episode 5 times, so that's a lot of Star Trek. I think we're going to see WWE's first big loss in the women's division. I agree. What are you laughing at?
Jack's comment.
What's
No.
Farlet chair doing in the impact zone? Remember, it's not always about the paycheck. Definitely not always about the paycheck.
I don't think it's always about the paycheck, but I think Charlotte Flair is never leaving WWE. I don't think she's ever leaving WWE. Like, I legitimately, if she leaves WWE, I will be completely shocked. Because I don't think she's ever going to do it.
Yes, I think there's a possibility she may.
Maybe after Rick dies, but like at that point,
next year.
I mean, she might.
He's dead.
You know.
Here's an example of WWE storylines. Tucker and Otis were supposedly gonna have a feud. Now we don't see Tucker anymore on TV, and they turned Otis heel. And yeah, so it's like, who knows? I got to see Mandy and Dana tonight. Ain't life grand? It is, James. When you get to see Mandy and Dana, it's always got to be grand. Reports already stated that her father, Ric Flair, told her to leave WWE because they got to hold her down and she can't do anything else. I think that there's a possibility she could leave. And if she goes to AEW, I think that she would be a superstar down there, and she could build her own.
Okay, she might be
image.
She might be a superstar. But she's not going to be pushed the way she was in WWE. I think she might for like the beginning because she's Charlotte Flair and she'd be the biggest name that AEW's ever gotten.
My question is, does the
women's division?
Okay, think about this.
However, I don't think you can't push her the way they did in WWE, and like you can't do that.
AEW don't need more of a roster. They need to do stuff with the huge roster they have. The thing is, Jack, is if with all the shows they're bringing on, and I think they're still going to get a show on TNT again. With all that they're doing, I think that the thing about them having the big roster, they use it.
Yeah.
Which gives people time off, gives people time to heal, and it allows storylines to be built outside of just your main, the main people, How you doing, Zendo? Hello, people. How are all y'all? And was Raw bad like usual? As I said, it was okay. I wouldn't say it wasn't great. I'd give it a 5 or a 6. The report came out last summer, and she was having surgery. Yep. So,
cool. I guess I missed that.
Superstar. Is Sean Connery here? Yes, Jack. I know exactly what you're talking about. Maven probably doesn't, but I do. So
I've
yes.
heard the name. I don't know.
Sean Connery, he's like James Bond, one of the James Bonds.
Got it. Okay. I've never seen it.
Yes.
I'm uncultured.
Yeah, you are uncultured.
When it comes to
AEW
films,
has a huge roster, put on a five pay-per-view of the year, so it works unlike that other company. Charlotte won't be able to use Charlotte Flair if she goes to AEW, right? That's owned by WWE.
Probably.
I don't know. They could call her the Queen.
Or she could be Ashley Flair.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yes, they could build shows around different people. That's what AEW does. And they don't have the same people out there all the time. Which is why I think it's more entertaining sometimes.
Yeah.
Hello, Jenny. How you doing? Great to
have you. Ains, what's up?
Ains, what's going on? What did the Buffalo say to his kid when he dropped him off at school? Bison. Scott, how's it going? Great to have you here.
Sorry I'm late. Raw was the kids' choice awards tonight from what I saw. You're not wrong.
Nickelodeon has taken over Raw. In case anybody did not know.
You know what I find really funny? The fact that they used green slime when the Kids' Choice Awards were literally like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I find it hilarious. I said to Dad, I was like, Vince just probably like called it Nickelodeon and was like, hey, I saw that you guys had this giant like pool of slime. Like, would you mind like filling 2 buckets and like sending them my way? No, like, what do you need it for? I'd rather not say. I'd rather not specify what I need the green slime for. Can we just have it? Yeah, sure.
I checked the Peacock app about subscribing, but I didn't see if you have the WWE network that you can't transfer. I think you just have to sign up for on the Peacock.
Yeah, you just have to sign up for it. They're not doing any transfer thing. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
they're not doing any transfer thing. You just have to sign up for Peacock.
Sign up. There might be a deal where you can get the first 4 months for like $10. Check it out and see. Looks like they could be setting up Asuka and Shayna for belt. I'm interested to see Rhea Ripley. Are they going to push her to the belt? I would think Rhea's going to get pushed, but I'm not sure.
Like I said, we're going to talk about Rhea here in a minute.
Yeah.
Because...
Only here's my kitten, a big star. That's right, Jenny is a superstar here. Dom thought the gun was shoot paint. No, it was slime from Nickelodeon. Former WWE Tag Team Champion Nicholas wrote the Braun Shane storyline.
Nah,
well,
storytelling isn't that bad.
Nicholas
Probably
wrote
isn't that bad.
Nicholas wrote that because
he's mad at Braun for leaving him in the dust. For finding a new tag team
he was
partner,
kind of
for
upset with
dropping
Braun and the way Braun handled everything with the tag titles and everything. So he wrote the storyline where Braun would get slimed. Nickelodeon is still alive. I boycotted since iCarly. Still mad at Carly and Freddie didn't get married. Ruined my perspective in life.
They're bringing iCarly back. They're doing a new show.
$9.99. So it's either there's two prices there, James. There should be a $4.99 and a $9.99. One gives you commercials. One gives you limited commercials.
How much did Vince and Nickelodeon for the 2 buckets of slime? Oh, probably like a lot of money.
$14,000.
Yeah, absolutely. Per bucket.
Yes. The Shane Braun match is just going to be a PG version of the Shane Big Show match. Well, Clark, tonight they had it, and it was, well, we'll get to it here in a minute.
So, we then have the WWE 24/7 champion Bad Bunny being congratulated for his Grammy award for Best Latin Pop Album on Sunday night. So.
I am so glad that Bad Bunny is still on WWE.
Me too, especially given the Grammys. I mean, he's really being on WWE is really helping.
I didn't watch the Grammys. Did he take the title to the Grammys?
No, he didn't. He did look fire though. His outfit was good.
That explains why they took the title from him tonight. He showed up tonight and Vince guy said, You didn't take my title to the Grammys. You will lose it.
And he was like, I'm sorry, Mr. Vince. Please don't hurt me.
You better be. You'll be out of a job.
Yeah, no, he looked fire at the Grammys. I didn't see if he performed or not. I don't know. You got me. I don't really watch the Grammys. I just caught clips of it on Twitter.
Yeah, who knows?
That was it.
Yeah.
So.
Jack said that story was written talking about the Braun storyline. Yeah. Nicholas wrote it, apparently.
Okay. The Grammys are big trash. Yeah, how The Weeknd was not nominated for anything is beyond me, okay? They had one of the best-selling albums of the year. So I don't even want to hear it.
Well, the reason they weren't nominated because they only work on the weekends and they felt they needed to work more than the weekends.
But they got asked to perform though. That's the what? They got asked to perform at the Grammys and they weren't even nominated for anything. They were like, sorry, you're not nominated for anything, but we'd still like for you to perform. No? What? I don't get it. I'm I don't really care about the Grammys, and I'm The Weeknd not being nominated is
Yeah. Scott Semple, WWE, or should I say Vince? Oh, someone explain why Sasha and Bianca are getting a tag title shot. That's it. That was it. That was my explanation right there, Scott. I turned my TV on and Shane was hopscotching. What the hole? Is this 5th grade? Yes. Not only was he hopscotching, he was counting fours and then he counted backwards.
And he had difficulty doing that, so...
Is Bad Bunny bringing ratings in? All over the place. I'm sure that the 12 people that watched wrestling, when he first came on...
I'm sure he probably is drawing in some people. I mean, he has, the top-selling merchandise, and I'm sure that's not just WWE people that have bought it, so I'm sure there are some people that are watching it.
That accent you're using is a discrimination to the Mongolians. I'm sorry, Ains. I won't ever use it again. Didn't he dress as Kane at the Grammys? I don't know because I didn't watch the Grammys. I don't know. I would have taken the title everywhere. Volterra, you put it around your waist and pretend like it's the belt that's holding up your pants.
I didn't watch them as they refused to nominate me. Sorry, if they keep bringing Bad Bunny back, then they should bring Demi back.
No, they're both bad.
No, they're both bad.
Bad Bunny's bad, not only because of his name, but like he's bad.
Who are you talking about, Maven? The Weeknd weren't nominated for anything for the Grammys, but they were asked. He was asked to perform, but he turned them down. He was like, "No, you fools! Like, you didn't even like nominate me for anything. You're asking me to perform. Like, what kind of crap is this?" So he said no. I was like, it made no sense. The Grammys are not based on Billboard charts. They're very political, and your peers have to vote for you if they like you. Yeah. That's why it's trash. Maybe do you like BTS? Yeah, I think BTS is cool. I think they got some good music. I think they're cool.
What do you think of Dana, Brooke, and Mandy? At least someone new to challenge tag team champions now. Shane.
No, they suck. I don't like them.
The thing is, if they would push them, I would say okay, at least like give them a chance. But there's not going to be any push. They're going to get killed, and then it's going to be done, and then they won't be pushed anymore.
Exactly. I don't want them to be pushed at all because neither of them are good.
So I mean, Vince also has a live, work, die mindset. Guys in his day worked profusely. Yes. The problem is Vince just needs to learn to let people write the stories. I don't know about no Grammy, but dude in the hood here to call Snoop Blunt deserves. The Weeknd weren't nominated because people were blinded by the light.
That's funny.
That's probably it, Scott. You're right. No doubt about it. Watching Chicago PD. James, you're supposed to be watching us, not Chicago PD.
I heard the Braun Bray segment on last week's show was terrible. Where Shane, where Shane was huffing and puffing into the mic like the big bad wolf.
He was.
Well, guess what? We're about to get to it again.
We topped it tonight.
We are watching this recap of Shane taking 15 years to call Braun Strowman stupid. And now Braun is shown backstage, very angry. He seems to be in a bad mood. So we get to the ring. Braun is there. Shane's music hits. Shane comes out. He's like, I sense some hostility and aggression.
I'm gonna kill you.
He then goes on to I don't even know, okay? But Braun is like, look, I've been bullied by people my entire life. And now I don't like you, Shane, so I'm going to get to the point, okay? I am challenging you to a match tonight. And I'm like, okay, great.
Yes!
And Shane's like, oh, really? You think you could take me? You think you could take me? Me? Shane
Hold on.
McMahon?
Let me call Nickelodeon.
You must really be stupid. And I'm like, I
Nickelodeon.
feel stupid for sitting here.
Could I get some slime? Put under the ring immediately.
Please. I need it in 20 minutes. Thanks.
Yes.
So Shane accepts the match or whatever, and we're getting that later in the show. He's like, Braun, you're stupid. You look stupid, and you definitely talk stupid. I know you're stupid. You're stupid, stupid, stupid. You're just plain stupid. 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 Hey, you're stupid. By the way, did you know that you're stupid? Yeah, stupid.
Yes. Yes.
So we then get R-Truth, who interrupts Lana, Naomi, Mandy, and Dana backstage, who are chatting. He's impersonating Steve Austin because tomorrow is 3/16 day or whatever.
Yes, 3/16.
And yeah, that was that. It was kind of funny.
I again, anything with Truth is pretty funny just because of what he does. I like what the stuff he does. So, little segments like this, I don't mind. I watched 5 minutes of Raw, slept the rest. Why are Drew and Sheamus fighting at Poop Lane? We're going to get to that, talk about it, Scott, because, it's very important. I think what's going to ultimately end up happening is we're going to have a triple threat at WrestleMania.
So, we have Lana and Naomi versus Dana Brooke and Mandy in a match that lasted 0.2 seconds. Dana and Mandy won. It was great. We also get confirmed for later in the show Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus in a non-title match based on what happened at the beginning of the show where Sheamus attacked Bobby Lashley.
Yes!
After the match.
Yes.
After the match.
Don't get it.
After the match, there was a spot or something during the match, I don't even know, where Asuka came out attack Shayna or something, or Shayna attacked Asuka.
Yes. The question I have is
like,
you've got this match going on, and they go away from like showing the match to watch
it was during the match because Lana got distracted, and I was like,
yes.
Lana's not even involved in this. Why does she care?
To watch an Asuka come down to ringside where Shayna goes over and they start fighting. So we're missing out on the match while that's going on.
I don't get it.
Why? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I ask that question a lot when I'm watching Raw.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Don't understand it at all. Why did Bad Bunny just give a belt R-Truth? Weird. I'd never do that. It's 24/7 belt. He gave it to him for the Steve Austin belt and the Steve Austin lunchbox and the little Steve Austin plushie thingy.
Bobblehead?
Yeah, whatever it was.
I don't know.
WWE proves it only has Shane O'Mac to get ratings up now. We'll see him every week in some segment. Just watch. WWE don't have any wrestlers they could use. The buffet line keeps them busy.
They do this every time, though. Every freaking time. Every time. Like, they're like, okay, ratings aren't that great, so what are we going to do? Okay, let's try celebrity first. If that doesn't work, okay, we always have Shane. Let's bring Shane back. Because the people just love Shane. So, let's get him out here with his... You're stupid. Promos. And let's call it good. Like that'll draw the people in. Right. Obviously. It's perfection.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we just do this year round?
We
Never mind Aleister Black, who's sitting in catering. Never mind Andrade, who asked for his release last week because he's sitting in catering. Never mind, I don't know, anybody in the back who's sitting there in catering doing nothing. Never mind any of them. Shane. We want Shane. Shane's great.
Yeah. I don't know.
The heavy breathing is the highlight of Raw.
Pretty much.
I mean,
I don't...
you can't top it.
No, you can't.
Nothing.
Nothing tops.
The Bad Bunny's a close second, but you really can't top the Shane McMahon breathing.
No, you can't.
Not at all.
I'm surprised he wasn't.
In fact, I think Raw should just be that.
The thing I don't get is he was able to talk after he did his jumping jacks and his push-ups and his stuff he was doing, yet last week he seemed to be dying. Maybe he had COVID and he gave it to everybody. That's why they had to break, all the issues.
No, I've heard other stuff.
They bring Naomi back just to bury her? Yes.
Yep. That's what we do.
Roman to Edge on SmackDown weeks ago. I heard Christians in AEW. If I were you, I'd take back my WrestleMania decision, pack my bags and challenge Kenny Omega or whoever the AEW champ's heading into Double or Nothing. That's what I said in the first place. Why did Sheamus attack Lashley? Aren't they both heels?
Well, because...
Yes, Scott. I agree. I see a three-way title at Mania, but it'd be interesting to see who they give the belt to. I think Lashley or McIntyre. I don't think there's any way Sheamus wins it. It's 316 day here, and
if they're smart, they do Lashley.
Well, yeah. Here, and I'm gonna get a different job as my boss is lovely. I never stutter him. Raw is absolutely booked horribly week after week. Imagine being outside the U.S., staying awake to watch this rubbish. Yes,
Jack.
Scott. Jack,
I'm
what's
sorry.
it like? What's it like, man? WWE Will Raleigh Sport, what's it like being from outside the U.S., staying up to watch this? Shane needs some serious cardio. He does, definitely. People love Shane. Remember when he was on Raw and SmackDown and everyone hated it? Yes. Bring Midian back. They could do that. You mean rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Every year we go to the same conversations about the creative booking with this damn company, and every year they prove us right. The problem is it's just continuously doing the same stuff, and I don't.
Also, flying by the seat of their pants, going into the biggest, or what is supposed to be the biggest show of the year, and currently we've got nothing.
How you doing, Will Fetchini?
I mean, we have stuff, but is any of it really that good, like it should be, going into WrestleMania? The answer is no. Yeah,
I don't know. Remember when Owens powerbombed Shane on that ladder and Shane McMahon made all those noises? Yes. Why is Shane back?
I don't know.
I do, because WrestleMania is coming up and he needs to be at WrestleMania.
WrestleMania tickets on sale tomorrow. Psych. 45K fans at WrestleMania.
Is Vince nuts? Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that here in a minute.
We are headed towards another COVID spike. I can see it happening. And now that Pfizer has come out and said you might need a third jab to be fully effective against the COVID.
Question, Maven. All the hatred towards Dana and Mandy, they deserve opportunities like others too. Yeah, sure they do. They just are not good. And I don't really care to see either of them on television.
No.
Not my cup of tea.
How you doing, Anthony? Mr. G, can Drew McIntyre's babyface character that he has work as a leader or stable, or does he have to have a little bit of an edge in order for that to work?
I don't think Drew needs to lead a stable at all.
I can't see him leading a stable just with his character. I just don't see it happening.
I don't think he needs a stable at all.
The only way I could see him leading something like that is if somehow he was attacked by a group, and it wouldn't be necessarily that he's leading a stable. It would be him trying to go after the group that attacked him, and he's just looking for some people to help him.
So, after this, we have Riddle backstage with the New Day. They're hanging out on a scooter or whatever, and we then get a Raw Tag Team title match. The New Day versus the Hurt Business. Question, why did we not just wait and do this at the pay-per-view if we were going to have a title change? I don't understand. I do not understand this company at all. Why did we do this here? You could have just done this at the pay-per-view. You
Yes.
could have had this be a match on the card at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Okay then. Or not. That's cool too. So the New Day won, and then after we had Omos and AJ who came out and said, hey, we have nothing for WrestleMania. We want to fight for the tag team titles. And New Day accepts it. And so Omos is making his debut at WrestleMania fighting for the tag team titles, in which he's most definitely winning.
Because they were the number one contenders.
What? So we really have nothing for the tag team division?
No. This tells you what the tag team division is.
We have nothing for AJ?
Nope. This tells you what this tells you what the whole tag team division is.
But it's not even just about that. I mean, the tag team division is one part of it, but like we have nothing for AJ. AJ freaking Styles, who fought the Undertaker last year at WrestleMania in the biggest like match at the show.
I agree, but the thing is,
we have nothing for AJ Styles.
Okay, but what does this say about the tag titles?
Well, it says the tag titles mean nothing, but
exactly.
The tag titles already meant nothing. I already knew they meant nothing. Maybe
well,
they think putting them on AJ.
They're just kind of proving that,
putting them on AJ and Omos is gonna make them mean something. It's not.
No.
But I feel like this is like, what are we doing with AJ? Like this is kind of insulting to him, going from being one of the biggest matches on the card last year to being this.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's one
no
of those...
disrespect to the New Day, because I think the New Day are great, but like, this is not where AJ should be.
No. I don't know. I don't get it. Let's see here. Did I really see AJ Styles almost getting a tag title shot at Mania? Some tag division, huh? Yep, you did. Flat Earthers, but the vaccine is to steal your DNA and clone you on Mars. Wake up, people. The Earth is flat. And it also gives you a chip. Ains, don't forget that. So they can track your every movement.
Hey.
Little Fettuccine, how you doing?
Most people
thoughts
already have one
on the
of these in
Peacock
their hands.
deal? I don't know, because I don't know if it turns out that they just transfer everything over eventually. I think it's an okay deal. If they only do part of it and then don't do the rest of it, then it's terrible.
I think it's a fabulous deal because I got to get Peacock out of it, which means I've got a lot of television to watch now.
Did you see the canceled tickets for WrestleMania?
I did. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit.
Maybe questions for you. Matches such as the ones from ECW in the 90s where it looked like the two were trying to kill each other. Is that your thing or no?
I quite like the matches.
She likes it when people kill each other.
I do. I think they're really fun. I think they're great matches. I think they're really fun to watch, and it's like thumbtacks, tables, chairs, barbed wire, blood, death. It's fun.
Yeah. What else?
It's really enjoyable.
Yeah. I shared the show, guys. Thanks, James. Appreciate that. Maybe stop trying to make sense of WWE. How would you guys fix Matt Riddle's character because the hippie weed smoker MMA fighter isn't working for me on the main roster?
I wouldn't fix him at all. I love what he's doing. I think it's funny.
I like what he's doing. I just think the big issue is they don't use him enough. It seems like he has a lot of backstage segments.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of stuff. I feel like he doesn't do a lot of stuff on Raw.
There needs to be more in the ring
out
stuff.
in the ring.
Yeah. How would you? Are y'all doing predictions? We will, James. Friday we will have predictions. 4 matches are currently scheduled for WrestleMania 37 in less than 25 days away. But again, Vince is a genius. Yes. Why did the New Day win the tag titles again? I mean, what's the point? Good question, DTA Podcast, because you're in the same boat as
everybody else. I don't know. I don't get it. If we were gonna do it, also the Hurt Business. I think Jack is making this point in the next comment. Well, I love New Day. Their podcast is fire, but the Hurt Business transitional champs. And AJ's tagging with a totally green as grass guy now. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't get it. Like, if we're trying to make the Hurt Business something, taking the tag titles off of them makes absolutely no sense.
Well, then talking about, because Scott said that Omos and AJ basically just walked up and said they won a title shot, but Braun was told by Shane you can't just walk up and get a title shot.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so.
But that should be like the life motto of WWE. That should be their slogan.
Yeah.
WWE. It doesn't make sense.
No. It's
Underneath.
AJ Styles is here for the check. No doubt about it. I think that, knowing that
AJ's just writing out his contract at this
is
point.
it. So.
I mean, he's openly said that this is his last contract, and so whatever they give him, I mean, he's like, well, I already fought The Undertaker at WrestleMania in the biggest match ever, so, I mean, I'm just going to ride it out at this point.
Yeah. I've heard they're going to have at least 20,000 fans at Mania.
I have heard more than that.
Yeah, I don't know. I have an iPad, an iPhone, and wear a Fitbit, so yeah, I'm chipped.
That's what legitimately makes no sense when these people are like, oh, the vaccine's good. Literally put a chip in your arm. Like, no, dude. You carry around a cell phone.
Are you on the internet? You're chipped.
Like, what? I don't get it.
They have nothing for her for the roster. You got AJ Styles. Yeah, WWE is like your dog. He's happy wagging his tail. You're excited to see your dog, but he always pees on the car. Ains, I don't know what kind of dog you have, but I've trained my dog not to do that.
By not having a dog.
Yeah. Why did the Hurt Business lose the tag titles?
I don't have an answer for you, man. I don't know.
There's the answer, Lo Fetchini. No one knows. No one knows. When do you think the WWE ratings started to get awful?
A long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. Even with the possibility of getting back to normal after the vaccine is fully distributed, do you think WWE stays with 2-day WrestleMania model, Mr. G, and maybe?
No, I don't think they're going to.
I don't think they will. I wish they would, because I think it's better.
I think so, too. I don't know how Vince wouldn't make, honestly, you could probably make more money off of it doing a 2-night thing, because if you have 2 nights, you can do 2 separate crowds. So, 2 nights, 2 separate crowds over 2 days, that's, you're making money both nights.
Yeah. WWE should do everything on WWE Network, weekly shows, everything. It will boost the ratings so much more because it's way more affordable. Yes, Ains, that'd be cool, but now that the WWE Network is going away, they're not going to do that.
Is that his point? That the WWE Network is dead?
Well, it's going away here. I shouldn't say that because the other countries are still going to have it. It's just going away from the United States. I can't wait for my jab, even if it's a chip. They're welcome to watch me excitingly make a sandwich. Yeah, that's what... Great. They chip you, what, are you doing something you shouldn't be doing? Is that why you don't be chipped? See, if you're chipped and you get lost, they can find you. I think you're going to get Cedric Alexander versus Shelton Benjamin at WrestleMania. That is possible, Jono. It baffles me that WWE says the WWE title is the most prestigious title within the company when it has no value whatsoever. Well, really, there's no titles that have any prestigious amount. They're just all terrible. AJ's opponents at Mania: 33 Shane, 34 Nakamura, 35 Randy Orton, 36 Taker, 37 New Day. Yes. Drew McIntyre explains the WWE Championship again. So what's your point? Yep. Who knows? Anyone that's got the vaccine, did you get a superpower? Well, some people are getting some blood clots over in Europe from the AstraZeneca shot. I wish they'd keep it 2 nights. I'm at WrestleMania next year, but 7 hours on a plastic chair. Jack, that would probably become, pretty tiring.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that WWE now has a ratings don't matter the mindset. Yeah, I agree. Is it really damn, bro? I'm disappointed why they getting rid of it. Did they sign an exclusive deal with another TV partner? Peacock will be the exclusive, where you will be able to go to get all of the WWE content. They're supposed to be moving everything over.
It might be a while, though.
Yeah.
Might be a while.
The vaccine, I'm hoping, takes my autism or taxi away.
So, yeah, that was this. We then go backstage with Bad Bunny, the 24/7 champion. He ends up just giving Truth the title. I don't know why, but he did. And then we get Damien Priest versus Jackson Riker. Who cares? Not me. The main point of this was that Bad Bunny got hit by a guitar and the guitar did not break.
I think
Miz put some force behind it and it didn't break.
that was the Miz's way of saying you don't belong in the wrestling ring, buddy.
I don't know if that was like the faked guitar or if it was like Elias's like guitar, like actual guitar or what. But that it did not break and it looked like it hurt. And it wasn't like he he gave it some force and it just went bounce.
Yeah.
It just bounced right off his back like.
Yeah.
Ow.
WWE buffet line means more than any belts in WWE. Yes, I agree. Why do you guys think both main event programs are titles and guards are mid-late? Guys in the late 30s and early 40s, does Vince not trust the young guys yet to handle the pressure of holding a major title? He just doesn't trust them to become big.
No, he's all about those young people.
Yeah. I heard they're going to have 20,000 fans at WrestleMania. They wanted 45,000. So, who knows? So we're going back to paying expensive pay-per-views again. This sucks, dude. I ain't paying $50 to watch Elias take a crap in his guitar. Ains, if you get the Peacock channel or Peacock app, you can get it. And actually, you can get it cheaper than with the network cost if you wanted to. Or you could spend the $9.99 and get, no commercials.
Yeah.
And then you get whatever the other content is on the Peacock network also.
Yeah, they got all sorts of
They've
stuff.
got some good stuff on there. If you like The Office, and they've got some old shows on there. They've got some new shows on there.
I spent the last week watching stuff on it.
So it's one of those things that you can. There's some good stuff on there. It's funny you mentioned AstraZeneca, Mr. G, because their vaccine was delivered here 2 weeks ago. Well, that's interesting, John Lee, because there are a lot of European countries that are now saying they're not going to use that. Make sure you hit the like button on our channel if you haven't done so. It helps us out.
So we then get everybody's favorite, what everybody is waiting for.
Hello, Lewis. How you doing? We're glad to have you here.
Man.
Glad to have you here.
You interrupted.
I'm sorry. I was trying to say hi to Lewis. He came in. He just woke up. I want to make sure he's still awake.
I know. But you just interrupted.
Okay.
My Shane McMahon intro.
Go ahead.
There's no point in doing it now.
No, it is.
No.
Shane would have you do it again.
No.
If you screwed it up, if it was screwed up, he would have you do it again.
Versus Braun Strowman. So this was great. So Shane gets on the mic and he's doing jumping jacks and push-ups, and then he's going to play some hopscotch, and he can't count. He can count forward, okay, but backwards, he had a real hard time getting from 8 to 1. So yeah, that was that. And then Shane beats the crap out of him and throws some Nickelodeon slime on his head and makes Braun angry.
Yes. I'm glad he threw slime on Braun because he needed it.
I don't know. I don't know. Shane. Braun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get the point. Don't understand it at all. I don't get it.
I don't either.
150 guys you can put out there, and you put out
This.
that.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And guess what? We get to live it all again this weekend at Fastlane.
Yes.
Braun
I don't understand
versus
it.
Shane. Part 2.
Yes.
The only way I'm okay with any of this, and even then that's a stretch, I just want to watch Shane get thrown off the pirate ship at WrestleMania if we're doing a match between the two of them. At Mania. Shane needs to be thrown off the pirate ship.
Yeah.
And if he's not, I'm going to be sorely disappointed.
I agree.
And this entire thing was a waste of time.
Mr. G, what older veteran do you think would benefit from having a cinematic match like The Undertaker did with the Boneyard match? If it was something where, like they were leaving, like leaving the like retiring, I don't know. I don't know who I'd want to see do that. I held out a wooden duck and put a bug inside. When was the last time Shane had a match on Raw or SmackDown and not a pay-per-view? It's been a long time.
Yeah.
A-Team is on Peacock. Yeah, A-Team is awesome, James. Wooded ducks smoke. Quack. AEW Revolution pay-per-view made history and broke records, the highest grossing since 1989. That does not surprise me, though. Because with WWE having had all their stuff on the network, probably kind of hurt that. Not that they would have made that much anyway, but just the fact that they, everything's on the network now. Signed into my other account the other night just to sub. Well, thanks, Lewis. We appreciate that. Heading there now, sir. I'll tell the father of my sin. Shane McMahon's can get repetitive. Yes, Clark, they can. Definitely. KO is coming off that pirate ship. Possibly. 7 minutes until 316 day. Did you see the new Stone Cold belt? I have an Undertaker belt with WrestleMania streak side plates. Yes, I did see the new Stone Cold belt. Pretty cool. Saw the IWC said that Bellas and Brian are anti-mask or anti-vax, but I listened to the podcast and someone made up a lie because they never said that. Unreal.
No, what Bree said on the thing. I haven't listened to the entire podcast, but I listened to that clip. She said something about she hasn't gotten the flu vaccine since she was a teenager because she has a high immune system. I don't know, whatever. Okay. And she said that they're like waiting to get the COVID vaccine or whatever, like because they aren't going out and stuff, and they want to like see like what's happening with it. As are most people.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
People jumped all over that. I don't.
WWE actually hides their network streaming numbers. I wonder why, since no one buys their pay-per-views anymore. Yeah, that's that's exactly why they do it. Did you guys catch Elevation? Maven caught part of it. I haven't watched it yet. I plan on watching it. Mr. G, is there a way to make WWE a little bit more edgy, not all the way Attitude Era, edgy, but still cater to the kids, or impossible to do that? I don't think you need edgy. I think if you just have good storylines, I think it'd be good. Good storylines will overcome all of that.
Yeah.
The problem is they don't make any attempt to have good storylines.
Yeah.
And so I just don't understand that. Tony Khan sounds like Bernie Sanders when he talks. I can't undo that now. Buying a Wrestle Story shirt when I get stimulated. Cool, Lewis. Cool. I'm going to be doing some updating over there because I've got a new logo that we're going to put out. So we'll be doing a little bit of updating there. Shane O'Mac is going to be 90 years old, dude, in a walking stick wearing Air Jordans and dancing to Bad Bunny. Theme song. What a future we have in store.
Oh, man. So after this, we get no, finish to this match because, Ron had slime all over him.
Well, that's because they're setting up the Mania match.
Well, we then get, no. They're having a match this weekend at Fastlane.
Well, yeah,
what
but
are you talking about?
They're setting up the Mania match.
Yeah, I mean, they are, but, the point I'm making is
yeah.
Anyways. So we then go to a break and we come back and we're getting this coming soon video for Rhea Ripley. Dude, I'm tired of these. Get her butt on Raw now, okay?
Rhea Ripley's coming soon for the last 6 weeks.
I don't know why are we still doing this.
Coming soon.
You need to put her on Raw now. They need her now. You need to build something up for Asuka for WrestleMania now. And if we're not doing Shayna, then put Rhea out there.
Coming soon, Rhea Ripley.
For the next 17 weeks. I don't get it.
Yeah.
What? What is this doing for her? You're showing the same video week after week.
Yeah.
There's no point. It's not building her up or anything. You're not all like, oh, it's some new person. We don't know who it is. No, it's Rhea freaking Ripley, okay? Just get her butt on television.
Yeah, just get her out there.
Thanks.
I remember Undertaker got Tommy Dreamer to drink his tobacco spit. Gross, but funny. Yes. What's the big deal about the Bellas? They're trash. Always going to be trash. Sorry, I had to have my say. Should should make a Wrestle Story shirt that says WWE, it makes no sense. Scott, I would, but then WWE would probably come after me for like some copyright infringement or something like that.
Probably.
Remember the Melina coming soon stuff? Yes. It's like, you know, I don't get it.
Jesus, get her out on television!
Rhea's going to be like...
It's not that freaking difficult, guys. It's not that hard to just put somebody out there and get them involved in the storyline. But no, we gotta like drag it out for 17 weeks and make it go nowhere.
What?
And then finally throw them out there. Oh, it's the week before WrestleMania? Well, let's build up this feud with Asuka right now.
Yeah. What I get from this vignette is WWE has no plans for Rhea whatsoever. I would agree. Rhea is going to be like the Glacier in WCW. Volterra, I never thought about that. I remember that. I remember like this big Glacier thing, and I'm like, oh, wow, cool. What's this guy going to be like? And like he comes out, and I'm like, that's it? That's all he is? Like, are you kidding me? And I'm going to catch heat, what I said about the Bellas. It's had to be said. We are witnessing the problems of the main roster. Definitely a DTA podcast. The main roster, the biggest problem I think they have is they just don't use their talent.
And like I said, it's not hard to do.
People know who she is. She was on Raw last year.
Exactly. You don't need to build it like, what is it?
Coming soon, Rhea Ripley. I just wanted you guys to know that, because in case you didn't know.
I don't get it.
Rhea Ripley on Raw. Where's my pot, mate? We've been waiting for you. Now it's irrelevant. Yes, it is irrelevant.
None of it makes
because
sense.
we've been waiting for several weeks now.
So, we then have Asuka versus Shayna. But before we have this match, we have Hall of Fame from last week. Molly Holly was announced. I don't even think we talked about this. I just can't wait. The Hall of Fame ceremony is going to be great. We have a total of, I don't know how many weeks till WrestleMania in the Hall of Fame. We've got one for the 2021 and announced. And
who cares? It doesn't matter.
And the 2020 class is also going in. I don't even remember who it is. Let's look it up, shall we?
It doesn't matter.
WWE Hall of Fame 2020.
There should be an extremely bright Wrestle Story shirt. Then people can say the shirt Maven is loud too. That's funny. If I was in NXT, I wouldn't want to come to Raw or SmackDown. No, because it's like bad things happen.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Batista's going in this year. JBL is going in. The British Bulldog. Jushin Thunder Liger. The New World Order. The Bellas. And for 2021, we have Molly Holly.
Yes. Maybe they're just going to keep it simple for 2021.
No, they're not going to. They're going to announce more people.
Oh, yeah, just the day before.
I guarantee it.
I
I don't even know who else could even possibly go into the Hall of Fame. I feel like they have everybody who shouldn't be in there. And it's like, okay, I don't even, whatever. Who cares? Not
British Bulldog and NWO. Yes, from 2020.
Woohoo!
Evil Asuka is back.
No.
What is it, 6 or 7 weeks of the Rhea coming to Raw vignettes? Yeah, it's been I think about 6 weeks.
I don't know that Evil Asuka's back. I feel like she's just a bit angry that she lost a tooth. And next week she'll be normal again.
WWE needs to bring back the surprise returns. That's what made me fall in love with WWE. Was anyone can show up at any time. The whole show could be awful, but that one moment made the show. I agree. And that's why I kind of like what AEW's done with Impact and New Japan Wrestling, where like the people just show up.
Yeah. It's
kind of cool. Maven, are you ever going to be happy with WWE?
Well, when
James,
they start booking better
we would be happy
storylines-
with them if they tell better storylines.
It's not like everything on their show is trash. It's just 90% of it is trash.
Well, the problem is that, like, I like the storyline with Alexa.
I know a lot of people that don't like that.
And I don't understand why, because it's a long-term story.
I think it's one
and
of the better things that they
it's
have on
leading
there.
to either it's leading to
Well, the thing about
Fastlane
it
or it's
that
leading
I
to
like,
WrestleMania.
the thing about it that I like is that they haven't used it every week, and they some weeks hadn't had anything involved in it, like done on the show, which I can appreciate because then it like gives me time to be like, oh yeah, what happened to the the Alexa thing, and then like next week they'll do a segment with it. And then they won't do a segment for a week. And then they'll come back and do another one. And I think it's cool. It's like drawn out. And I don't really have any issues with it.
Yeah.
I like the whole, like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like the whole gimmicky, like, he's spitting up, like, chocolate pudding or whatever.
Like, okay, first, you don't appreciate enough then. Because you don't appreciate the arts. It's not chocolate pudding. It's black goo stuff. Obviously. Chocolate pudding and black goo stuff, they don't even look remotely the same.
No.
Not even remotely. So, I appreciate it from an aspect of, like, the cool, like, effects side of it. I also just think it's a cool storyline.
Yeah. I remember when Davey Boy Smith passed away, I heard about it on the news before going to school. Yep. It's, well, you know, and then you followed up with everyone hears about it on social media. Yeah, I mean, it's out there quick. WWE should put in Brody Lee and Shad Gaspard in this year. The thing is,
I think Shad would potentially go in for, like, the Warrior Award, but
I don't know if Brody Lee's wife would let him go into WWE.
Yeah.
I'm not sure she wouldn't do, like, a Owen Hart thing and just say, no, we don't want to be in your Hall of Fame.
Personally, I feel like it'd be, I don't know, sort of like a really, as terrible as this is to say, I don't believe he would have gone into the WWE Hall of Fame, or would go into the WWE Hall of Fame, like, if he hadn't passed away. Like, I don't even think there would have been, like, a chance for him to go in. Because I don't think he was used well enough in WWE for Vince to go, oh, this is the guy that needs to be put in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
So, like, I don't think it would have happened.
No, I don't.
I think there's a chance that it might happen based upon the fact that he passed away, which I think is really crappy from, like, a Vince standpoint of, like, that could be the only reason that I would think that he's being put in.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, he was a great guy and was, like, all that stuff. But I just, like, I feel like from a WWE standpoint, I think that would be one of the only reasons why Vince would let him go in.
Yeah. I agree. Maybe you and I are in the same boat with WWE, LOL. Owen Hart should be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Owen's wife does not want him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, she's openly said she's not.
Yeah, she has come out and said she doesn't want him in there.
Which I don't blame.
Alexa Norton stuff is boring. It's the best stuff going on WWE right now. It's the only thing that's telling a story. Everything scripted just doesn't work. You got to let a bit of freestyle creativity in there. Otherwise, you just have programmed PS people. I agree with that. I mean, you got to have some direction to the storyline, but let them be themselves. Owen should, but his late wife just won't deal with WWE. I'd say him and Brett might go into AEW's Hall of Fame. Yes, I agree. I'm a diehard fan now, turned analyst, but yeah, WWE creative. 90% of it sucks. What is the WWE Hall of Fame?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That I don't have an answer to.
Taker will go in next year as WrestleMania is in Texas.
And he should be the only one to go in his year.
Vince only put it in the Hall of Fame who he likes and shows the most loyalty to him. You 100% right. DTA podcast it's just whoever like is his buddy. W shouldn't determine Hall of Fame status. There should be a separate organization who picks the Hall of Fame class of wrestling. 100% agree, Haynes. They should have a Hall of Fame where multiple people that are involved in the business that know what's going on should be selecting the Hall of Fame, or let the fans choose it. One of the two. New Day and Bray might lobby for Brody and WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, those would be some of the only guys that I would see legitimately wanting to put him in there for like what he had done, because I think to Vince he was just another like guy. After
listening to his wife's on AEW's Unrestricted.
She didn't say anything bad about WWE. She didn't say it was, like terrible or whatever, but she said that, like,
She didn't say anything bad, but she also talked about family and like how AEW is family and other organizations never felt like that.
Yeah.
So, throwing that out there, even though it's not a slam against WWE,
mm-hmm.
I think that you get the point that they're not necessarily the best.
Yeah.
I have Brian Pillman's DVD. I'm going to watch it sometime this year. Clark, if you've watched AEW, his son is there wrestling. They should give gold jackets at the WWE Hall of Fame. Yeah, they should. Definitely. Technically, they should be one Hall of Fame for the entire pro wrestling industry. Yes, I agree, DTA podcast. I think the issue is where WWE has dominated everything and it's only been WWE, and then you had some, your minor independent TNA, things like that, but for the most part, WWE was wrestling for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Who do y'all think is the cause of Owen Hart after he fell 100 feet in the ring? Was WWE or just an accident? I think it was an accident that could have been prevented based on watching the dark side of the ring. I think that they should have. They didn't make sure that they have the proper equipment.
Yeah.
Good playing, Clark. One match on Pillman's DVD is the famous match with Eddie Guerrero where Bryan attacked Bobby Heenan. WWE is a sport, but an entertainment sport. It's the only company I know who determines Hall of Fame, like NFL, NBA, etc. They have separate people who chose who is inducted. Yes, they do, Ian's. I don't understand why WWE just doesn't. Well, I do know understand because Vince just wants his buddies in there. Accident that was totally unnecessary. Just Vince Russo having an ego. Yes, 100% agree, Jack. I think it's an accident that could have been prevented.
I think it was an accident, but I also think, yeah, I mean, like you said, it could have been prevented. They didn't need to do the stupid thing in the first place. I think it was a really, really dumb stunt.
Well, they could have done it. Just have the right equipment. I mean,
That's
looking at the equipment
that's
they
the
had
other
wasn't.
thing about it is the clip wasn't even remotely what it should have been, and that is on whoever, WWE, whoever put that together, wherever they got it from, for not making sure that it was what it needed to be. That was like, their fault for like that.
Wrestling is a sport, not WWE. It's an organization. Yes. Steiner Brothers run in ECW is forgotten. How much do you know about it? I don't know much about Steiner because I wasn't a huge ECW fan just because I didn't get it on my channels. So I didn't or I have to stay up super late to watch it, and I just didn't do it. So I didn't watch much of ECW, and I haven't watched much of it on the network either. I should, just because I knew who the wrestlers were, but I didn't really pay attention to it. The Elitist Z boring YouTube channel. Well, thank you.
Thank you. This is what I aspire to be. I aspire to be the most boring YouTube channel on the face of the earth.
The great thing about it is you came in and had a chat with us. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Owen Hart Death was here. Negligence on WWE and Vince. Blood is on their hands.
I agree.
I think that WWE has a lot of that.
I agree. I think
you
Vince
look at a lot of the stories that are out there.
I think Vince has done a lot of really crappy things to try to get people to watch his show, and I think that he's covered up a lot of things. I don't think he's done some great things in his time as a wrestling promoter company owner.
I agree.
I don't think he's done some good things.
I think Chris Benoit should go in. It's time to heal and put him in the Hall of Fame.
No, he's never going in the
James,
Hall of
he'll never get in.
Never happening.
I don't think he'll ever get in.
Nope.
Ever.
Anywhere.
I think that I don't think he'll ever get in simply because of what he did.
Yep.
And they're separating wrestling from what happened.
Yep.
It was an attitude era when WWE had more money than most countries. They cheated out on Owen's stunt, and Owens lost his life due to it. Yes. Well, it's about the money. If I can save $1.50 and put it in my pocket, then I'm good with that. When Shane Douglas threw down the NWA title, do you find that to be a shocking moment? Yes. I think I've seen that happen a couple times. I mean, it wasn't the first time. I've seen it happen a couple times. So that's it's just shocking. It's one of those things but it's a cool a cool thing. Me and you, Maven, agree 100% about Vince. Yes. You're here to tell the Gleens they're boring. Jack, we love people that come in and do that.
I appreciate it. I really do.
I love.
It really just warms my heart that we have people that stop in just to let us know.
The fact that they just talk to me.
I know I'm boring, guys. Okay, I know. That's why I get on the internet to talk to you people, because I'm boring. Okay? That's my life. That's it. I'm boring. I know. I live a boring life. So boring that I fill 3 hours of my time watching television that we like to call Raw.
Yeah.
And then I get on here and talk to you people about it. I know I'm boring.
You must be bored to take the time to say that. That's just it. And I love when people come in and do that. Anyone else catch Drew's dig at AEW? I didn't pay attention. What he said.
I didn't.
After what Chris did, there's no way he deserves it. That would be WWE condoning what he did. I agree. Do y'all think it's time to heal, though? James, I think you can heal, but you can't let him in.
No.
It'd be the biggest mistake. WWE could easily afford the proper rig for Owens. Oh, no doubt about it. But it's a way of them saving money. I find it funny that Chris Benoit won't make it to the Hall of Fame, whatever that is, but Vince has a lot of skeletons in his closet thanks to Dark Side of the Ring, including covering up the murder of Jimmy Snuka's wife.
That episode was really intriguing.
There are several of those Dark Side of the Rings that are really good that you learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I find it really interesting.
I believe Vince will be the downfall of the company, dead or alive. Possibly.
I wonder if after he dies, because... What am I saying? Vince is never dying. But I wonder if after he dies, if there will be some people who come forward with stories and stuff about some things that he did that aren't so great. And people are just waiting for him to kick the bucket.
Yeah.
So they can spill some of the, like, god-awful things he's done. Or has, like, covered up and been involved in.
Yeah.
I'd be really curious to see how many people come forward with stuff after he's dead.
Yeah.
And they can't stop him.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah. Should I tell you you're boring? I've been here 149 times. Jack, you can, but I'll just tell you the same thing that I tell everybody else.
Thanks.
We appreciate you stopping by to say hello, and we appreciate you stopping by 149 times to say hello. It's awesome that you stopped by to say hello to us, and you took the time out of your day to have a little chat with us. We appreciate that. I need to see more of Chris Candido's ECW stuff. He redeemed himself there. Yes, Clark, I would say so. The Gleens are far from boring. The Gleens should have their own show. Thank you, Scott. We appreciate that. Neither of you are boring. You're both good energy and work well together. So that family connection you can be only OGs will understand. Hey, we appreciate everything, you guys. You guys help make the show. You make the show what it is. We're just here talking and reading and responding to what you guys say. So, I know he condone what Benoit did. He was a great wrestler. That's all just my opinion. Oh, James, I think he was one of the best wrestlers. I think, pound for pound, I think he was one of the best wrestlers ever.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue is there's just the stuff he did just goes way beyond the wrestling, and I think you have to take a look at character when you put people into the Hall of Fame.
Drew McIntyre dropped an F-bomb on Raw Talk? Great, I'm going to have to watch Raw Talk now.
I guarantee is a dangerous thing in this business. When you make a guarantee and you don't deliver, fans get upset. Sparks fly. Drew McIntyre on WRANTS taking a shot at AEW. I'll have to listen to that. 323 people think otherwise. Yes, Lewis, we are hoping to get 324 soon. Chris Benoit shouldn't go in, but then neither should Scott Hall. Again, I think there's a lot of people that probably shouldn't be in there that are in there.
Oh, I'm going to have to watch this.
Conspiracy are going to get out once Vince dies. Yes, I think so. I agree. Vince will outlive you. You maybe need some mortal. That's because he's a vampire. That's why they
is! Vince is never dying. I was like, Vince, when Vince dies, all this stuff is going to come out. What am I saying? Vince is never dying.
That's why they had the whole vampire gimmick with Gangrel.
Exactly, and that's why he had to get rid of it. Because he was afraid his secret was going to get out.
Yes.
We started that.
Yes.
That was us. If you heard that anywhere else, it was us. We started that. That's why the whole Gangrel vampire gimmick is no more. It's because Vince is an actual vampire, and his secret is going to get out.
What do y'all think about Terry Funk in the Hall of Fame? I'm all for it. I don't know enough about his background. I mean, as long as he was a decent guy and stuff, and the guy's just a nut as far as his matches. Terry is going in the Hall of Fame. I think he should if he's not in there. You're not boring. We try not to be, Jack. Jeff Hardy goes in just a shot at Matt, I bet. Yeah, possibly. I have a Vince McMahon DVD. It's called McMahon. Well, that's a good name for it, Clark. Imagine putting O.J. Simpson in the Hall of Fame. It's the same conversation. No, yes, it is. I mean, there's no doubt about it, Ains. I agree with you. It's one of those things that you have to take a look at what they've done, and their character has to play a part in them getting into the Hall of Fame.
I feel like some people just make no sense.
What's with this stuff about Drew and AEW? I do not know. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. We'll have to go check it out. What's an F-bomb? It's kind of like atom bomb. Jack, it's saying things you shouldn't say.
I need this video
Francine,
to
the
show
queen of
up.
ECW, should also go in the Hall of Fame. Like a Spike. Scott Hall allegedly killed someone at Loose. Mr. ECW was robbed by Nam when him and Heyman were smoking bongs and calling out Eric Bischoff. Yeah. I forgot about that too. Yes, he did. Jack in the back alley of a bar. There was, who else was it that killed?
Yeah, he was Terry. Yeah, Terry Funk went in 2009.
2009. Terry Funk went into the Hall of Fame.
He's already in there. He's 76 years old. Huh.
Yeah. Kali killed someone too. Interesting. I did not know that. Marlena, a.k.a. Terry Reynolds, should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, probably. I mean, some of them you're going to put in. I saw a documentary on the network and Vince's lips were purple. There's something going on with him. He's dying. Only to be revitalized as
Vampire, clearly.
a vampire.
Clearly.
He's got to get more blood.
Yeah, it was the lack of blood,
Yeah.
and that's why his lips were purple.
That's why he's trying to get 45,000 at WrestleMania so he can pick a victim and
Or a couple.
yeah,
Take him to his dungeon.
Yeah.
That he likes to call the creative writing room.
and suck their blood. Got to get youth again. Adam Bomb, the wrestler from the 90s. Yes, Jack. Yes. There should be more women in the Hall of Fame. Well, I think, James, I think the issue with putting more women in is just the fact that there's not as many women that were around. I think as time goes by, there'll be more women.
I think the majority of the women Hall of Famers are going to come from like this generation, but they won't go in for a long time.
Yeah.
Because I think that while I think the women back in the day helped make the women's division what it is today, we really didn't have the sort of, they didn't really have this sort of impact that we had within the last, 5 years.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
WWE ruined the Great Khali when he became the Punjabi Playboy. Yeah, they did. I mean, it's just what WWE does, though.
So guys, we've been on a tangent of Vince as a vampire for I don't know how long. We can go back to this here in a minute. But I just wanted to touch on this real quick. We're not done with Raw yet. We're just slowly getting through it. I mean, we've only been on here for an hour and 34 minutes. I mean, we clearly can, keep going. But Matt Riddle versus Ali for the U.S. title. Riddle retained. They're going to do this match at Mania and Ali needs to win. Ali needs to win the title. Not only just because of his I guess the retribution stuff is fine, but he's kind of gone out of his way and on social media has put out sort of like what it would mean to him to be United States champion, because he's had a lot of people, tell him that, oh, you're not American and all this stuff. And he just wants to prove people wrong and be like, hey, look at me. I am your United States champion.
Yeah.
And I think it would be really cool for him to get the United States championship for that whole reason.
I agree.
I think it'd be really cool. So I hope he wins it. I hope they do it at Mania. And I hope he gets it.
Yeah.
Because I think he should.
Yes.
He's also a fantabulous wrestler.
Yeah.
He's just in a really crappy gimmick.
I agree.
So, I think he should win.
Why was Ali wearing a knee brace? Do not know. Awesome show tonight. Well, James, we try to make every show awesome. Doesn't always work out that way because sometimes we're boring.
Clearly. Well, that's how the conversation got started about Vince being a vampire, was because we're boring.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I'm boring now. I just showed you all the theory
APW Brian Ung died after getting a flapjack from a Great Khali. Yeah, I mean it's one of those things is where when you've got a guy that's 7 foot tall and 7'4" or whatever he was, and you slam someone into the ground, it's gonna happen at some point in time. Vince made a deal with Count Dracula from Sesame Street to save himself from dying. Oh, that's funny.
So then in the main event we had Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus, and Lashley won. It was great. Anyways, where were we? Vince as a vampire? I love that.
Hillary Clinton should be in the Hall of Fame. She's the longest undefeated person ever to never go to prison that deserves Hall of Fame, and her finishing move, missing email drop, is one of a kind. Miami just traded their quarterback. Interesting. Christopher, how you doing? Great to have you here. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Are y'all doing Impact tomorrow night? James, I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about it. I have a sick 3-year-old right now.
Yeah.
So
He wasn't in the best of moods.
Yeah, he threw up earlier, so it wasn't good. So we'll have to see what's, see how that goes. I've tweeted Vince, WrestleMania 40 in 2020 will be in my house. Jack, who did Miami trade? Their quarterback. Screw the trolls, you all are great. James, we appreciate that.
I just like messing with people.
We love trolls.
I think they're great.
Sheamus versus Lashley in the main event of Raw was awesome. Christopher, the only problem I have with it is if they're trying to tie it into Drew, then I have a problem with the whole thing. If they legitimately wanted to give Sheamus a shot at the title and to give him a run to potentially get the title, I would be cool with it. But I don't think this has anything to do with Sheamus and Lashley and Sheamus going after the title. I think this is more about Sheamus is going to screw over Drew somehow. That's what I think this is ultimately going to be about. The biggest news and best news is check out the Wrestle Story store on their website and book market. Well, thanks, Raymond. We appreciate that. Strange, I was sick at the weekend, Mr. G. Are you might add?
So, in other news, we had 2 other things to touch on: the COVID outbreak in NXT, and then the WrestleMania tickets. So what I found really interesting about this was it was announced earlier today that NXT has another COVID outbreak, and so Vince is not really happy with that. And then it came out like an hour, 2 hours before Raw. WrestleVotes put out a tweet, said WrestleMania tickets will not go on sale tomorrow. I don't have any further information at the moment. WWE then a little bit ago. WWE.
Strange thing is, James, we've been nowhere for him to get sick, so I don't know why he got sick. I don't know. I mean, we went for a walk, and that's about it, so I don't know.
The WWE WrestleMania account then put out a tweet saying WrestleMania on sale will be moved as plans for the 2-night event are still being finalized. We expect a new on-sale date within the next week. I'm curious as to why did we do that? Is it because of COVID? Is it because of COVID outbreak? The COVID outbreak? Is it because Vince was planning on having or selling more tickets for a bigger crowd and he's going to scale it back because of the COVID? Is he scaling it back because he didn't have it approved to have 45K? I mean, he was shooting for a real high number.
Yes.
That hasn't been done. So I don't know why. I find it very interesting that the news about the COVID outbreak and then the news about the tickets being them going on sale tomorrow is now taken back.
Yes.
For whatever reason.
Yes.
I find it really interesting that all of that came in the same day.
Yeah, man, it's kind of weird. I heard there are 2 new signees with WWE. I have not seen anything, but that doesn't mean anything. Full crowd at UFC 261 thoughts. Who is dumber, Vince McMahon or Dana White? I think they're on the same level, Scott.
Full crowd for UFC.
Yeah.
Dana White is a buffoon. Okay, Vince is a buffoon too, but Dana White.
When you don't, here's the thing: when you don't care about life, there's a problem.
He doesn't believe in it, bro.
Well, yeah,
He's
I think 550,000 people dead is kind of, considering there's countries in this world.
No, but it's not real.
Well, considering there's countries in this world that have shut down and hammered this, Australia, New Zealand. I don't care if they're on an island. We're on an island too. I don't think anybody from Canada is busting down the doors to get into the United States right now. And we had the border pretty much to the south shut off. So we are on an island too. Find it funny that they always say Vince is mad at talent when it comes to COVID, but if NXT is Triple H show, then he should be responsible. 100% agree, DTA podcast. I think that he should be the one that is held accountable. If Max Caster keeps kissing everyone's hands, he's going to end up with an outbreak. Yes, that's very possible. Going to be stuck in the house tomorrow, going to rain. It's been raining here the last couple days.
I like rain.
Lewis says maybe germs from the hospital. Possible, but I mean, we had our masks on and everything, so who knows? Triple H is no better than Vince. Agreed. Florida is stupid, Scott. They are. Vince, I guess, wanted to sell 45,000 per night, and even Ron DeSantis said that's just dumb, like Ted Cruz level dumb. So Vince is not going to fly to Cancun. They have 2 new signings. They're Australian, just to let you know. You mentioned it. Oh, yes, I did see that, but I don't know who they are. I do remember seeing that. I don't remember who they are, though. This makes me hate Dana. Yep. Christopher says, I was disappointed how Cedric and Shelton losing Raw Tag Team titles tonight. I don't understand the whole idea behind it. I don't know why they lost them. No clue. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And then immediately they're going to give AJ and Omos a title shot.
Okay, then.
I heard Triple H is no longer in charge of NXT. Interesting. Reese the Beast, how you doing? Were you guys on Mixer before? No, we've never been on Mixer. We've been on Twitch, Facebook, and then here.
I read an article the other day that Vince, there was somebody who got COVID or had been out doing something like without a mask on or something. And Vince like messaged this person like directly and was like, bro, like he wasn't happy. So I don't know if Vince has like sort of changed.
Thanks for the love, just dog. Appreciate that.
I don't know if Vince has sort of changed his standpoint on things or what, because I feel like he's been very not so like serious about things, and then like suddenly within the last couple of weeks I've noticed that he's, at least it's been reported that he's been like upset with people about things.
Yeah.
Which I find really interesting. Of, you know, maybe he's gonna take things seriously or maybe not.
Yeah. That almost guy is massive. G7'2". Weird New Day won tonight. I like Hurt Business. Yeah, I thought they would have them go into the titles and then doing the whole thing with the whole idea with Omos and AJ. I don't understand. AAA still runs NXT along with Shawn Michaels and William Regal. Well, AAA, I'm sure that he's pretty upset because, or Triple H is pretty upset with AAA not running things right then, probably. It's giving you a hard time, DTF, I guess. I think Retribution should head down to NXT. They'd be better off there if they would tell a story. They were hurt because of the whole storylines they started out with. I think they could have been good, but they screwed them up with what they were doing with them.
I agree. That made him goofy.
Yeah. I can't wait for my idol Becky returns for SummerSlam. Fingers crossed. Possible. He's also in charge of global marketing and strategy, so he does a lot of overseas work. Yeah. Yes. I agree.
I'm kind of on Vince's side wanting people to mask up, and that's just confusing as Vince is horrible. Yeah, I mean, I would much rather want Vince to be harsh on his idiotic, stupid talent who decides to go out without wearing masks and doing the socially distance and stuff. But I just find it really interesting that at the beginning of this entire thing, I feel like Vince was very much so in denial and didn't want to believe any of it and just wanted to continue going as normal as possible. And then he sort of tried to adapt with some things, but he's also not done anything. And I find it really interesting that within like the last week or so, he's been really like, you know, reportedly mad about things and the way people are handling stuff, which it could also be because of WrestleMania and he doesn't want like his big stars catching stuff and being out for like their biggest show of the year, because he can't afford for that to happen at this point, because he doesn't have a backup plan, because he doesn't have a clue what they're doing for Mania in the first place. So that could also be it, and that's why he's kind of mad about stuff. But I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. WWE never cared about COVID. They're still not testing people, and I'm not just talking about temperature checks. I agree with DTA Podcast. I don't think they really cared. I don't think that they, like, you know, he's probably mad that people got COVID and, like, he thought they were super people and should never.
I think that he would more so be mad about things because we're so close to WrestleMania and he can't afford for his talent to get sick.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
I think that's why he's mad.
It's not about them getting sick.
Exactly. I don't think he really cares if they're getting sick or not. I think it's from a, you're going to make my people sick who are then going to be out for the biggest show of the year, and then guess what? You know, you're going to, like, not work.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yes.
I think that's more so what it is than him actually caring.
I agree. Miami signed Brian Fitzpatrick away to Washington, but not sure what they get. Interesting. That is interesting. Becky won't be back too soon as her dad just died. Yes, I think it's going to be a while before she's back. Are they turning the Raw Women's Champion? I will get payback for 2 weeks. I don't know what they're going to do with the Raw Women's Champion. I mean, just everything. Jono, the titles just don't mean anything. Guessing y'all are saying what took me so long to bring up Becky. James, we need, you know, it's deep down inside. We know you want to. She's halfway around the planet from her family. Yes. Kind of affects Seth, too, if she were to go to, I know that, you know, so Anthony said something about Becky possibly going to AEW for she lets her contract run out. I don't think she'll ever do that just because I think Seth is...
Well, I don't think it has anything to do with Seth. I think that I don't think she'd go to AEW. I think she's happy in WWE.
Yeah. DTA Podcast, Triple H tries his best in storytelling. NXT does a better job than Vince nowadays. Yeah, I think that Triple H does a better job. The problem is Triple H went through a spell there. I know that recently they've, and I haven't watched it, but recently they've had some stuff that seems to be interesting. But they went through a long spell there where I thought NXT wasn't good just because the storylines were not good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Asuka letting her frustrations out and not a heel turn. Yeah, could be. Vince hates sneezing. It must be like an old Western shit out of his brain. Oh. All right.
I don't have anything else.
I think we are done. We will definitely be back Wednesday if I get around to it. Make sure you have subscribed. Hit the little bell button so you know when we go live. If I decide because Impact could be interesting now that the tag titles are no longer in Impact.
Oh yeah, they put the tag titles on Finjuice
in New Japan Wrestling. So it could be interesting, Impact, and then with the fact that Rich Swann won and will now be facing Kenny Omega. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. NXT was better on the network. I agree. It was better on the network. Great show, guys. Thanks, DTA Podcast. We appreciate that. Like I said, you guys make the show. You make it interesting. You make it fun for us. With that, we're going to take off. Again, we'll be back definitely Wednesday. Possibly I'll do something tomorrow, but we'll see. With that, we are out. Peace out, everybody. Have a good one.